Today, we're breaking down 5 espresso machines that are quietly overrated and 5 that actually earn a spot on your counter. Because here's the thing nobody's selling you a machine wants to admit. In home espresso, the most expensive box on the shelf is almost never the one that makes the best cup. Great espresso doesn't come from a touchscreen, a chrome finish, or a number printed on the side of a machine. It comes from temperature stability, a capable grinder, fresh beans, and enough control to actually learn the craft. So I went through the specs, the owner reports, the long-term reviews, and the independent testing, and I found the machines that sell the dream and the ones that actually deliver. Let's start with the 5 I think twice about. Number 10 isn't a single machine, it's a number. The pressure number. You've seen it, 19 bar, 20 bar, printed huge on the box like it's a horsepower rating. Here's the uncomfortable truth. That number tells you almost nothing about the cup. Espresso is brewed at around 9 bars of pressure. That's the sweet spot the entire specialty coffee world agrees on. Those machines screaming 20 bar at you? They have a valve inside that limits the pressure right back down to 9 before it ever touches your coffee. The big number is the pump's maximum, not what your espresso ever sees. So when a marketer slaps 20 bar in the front, they're not selling you better espresso. They're selling you a bigger number than the machine next to it on the shelf. It's the spec sheet equivalent of a louder exhaust. What actually matters is the opposite of flashy. Stable temperature, stable pressure, and the grinder that can do its job. None of that fits on the front of a box, so they give you a number instead. You're not buying performance, you're buying a number that sounds like performance. Number 9 is a buying habit, not a brand. Every year, a fresh model drops with a new name, a new finish, and a promise that this is the one that finally levels up your morning. And every year, last year's nearly identical model quietly slides onto the clearance shelf for meaningfully less. In a lot of cases, the difference between this year's release and last year's is a color option, a slightly reworked panel, and a marketing campaign. The thing that actually pulls your shot, the boiler, the pump, the group head, often barely moved. Espresso machines are not phones. A good one is built to last years, sometimes decades. Buying the brand new version at full price the week it launches, when the previous model is sitting discounted and performs the same, is paying a premium for the calendar. The move? Buy last year's machine on clearance and put the difference toward a better grinder. Your cup will thank you more for the grinder than the new badge ever would. You're not paying for this year's espresso, you're paying for this year's adjective. Number 8, the cheap push button super automatic. Beans in the top, water in the back, one button, and out comes espresso. The dream of a cafe in a box. And look, convenience is real. For the right person, a machine that grinds, doses, tamps, and pulls while you're getting dressed is generally worth it. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. If you want zero fuss and you'll never touch a tamper, a good automatic earns its keep. The problem is the budget end of that category. The weak link is almost always the grinder. The cheap built-in grinders often can't grind fine enough for your proper espresso, and many of these machines pull a low dose, a small pinch of coffee per shot. The result is something thin, fast, and a little hollow, dressed up as a cafe espresso. You're paying a few $100s for the convenience, and the cup quietly pays the price. If convenience is the whole point, fine, go in with eyes open. But if you actually care how the espresso tastes, a cheap super auto is the one place the marketing and the cup drift the furthest apart. You're not always buying an espresso. Sometimes you're buying the idea of an espresso on a timer. Number 7, the premium all-in-one. The big, handsome machine north of $1,000 with the grinder built right in. One sleek unit, beans to cup, no second appliance cluttering the counter. It's a genuinely nice experience. But here's the trade-off nobody puts on the marketing page. In espresso, the grinder matters as much as the machine, sometimes more. And when you buy an expensive all-in-one, a chunk of that $1,000 plus went into the body, the screen, and the styling, while the grinder tucked inside is often a modest one. So you can end up with a beautiful machine quietly held back by an average grinder you can't easily upgrade. Meanwhile, someone who spent the same money on a simpler machine plus a dedicated grinder is pulling better shots and can upgrade either piece later. This one isn't a ripoff, it's a trade-off. You're buying convenience and a clean countertop, and that's a totally fair thing to want. Just know that's what the premium is buying, not a better shot. You're not paying for a better cup. You're paying for one box instead of two. Number 6, the prosumer styled hybrid. You know the look. The DeLonghi La Specialista style machines with the pressure gauge, the chunky portafilter, the serious barista aesthetic, they look like the gear behind your favorite cafe. And some of them are capable machines, for several of these models carry a premium price while still asking you to live with real compromises. Fiddly dialing in, a big footprint that eats your counter, and milk systems that don't always match the look. You're paying partly for gear that performs like a barista rig and partly for gear that just looks like one. If you want the barista experience, there's often a more honest path, a simpler, more respected machine paired with a good grinder for similar money and fewer asterisks. The serious barista photo on the box is doing a lot of work. You're not always buying barista performance, sometimes you're buying the silhouette of it. Alright, that's the cautious list. Quick note, there will be links to all of these machines in the description below. Don't just grab the most expensive one though. Pick the one that fits your budget, your grinder, and how serious you actually are about espresso. Links are in the description so you can compare current prices. Here's where your money actually goes into the cup. Number 5 isn't a model, it's a strategy. The used or open box prosumer machine. The espresso equivalent of buying last year's flagship at a discount instead of this year's mid-tier at full price. A quality machine that someone bought, babied, and resold, or an open box unit a retailer is clearing, paired with a good grinder, can quietly outperform a shiny new all-in-one at the same price. Espresso machines age well. The fundamentals don't expire. A well-kept prosumer machine has years of life left, and parts and know-how are usually out there for it. The catch is you have to do a little homework. Check the seller, ask about descaling and maintenance, make sure parts exist for the model. Do that, and the value here is hard to beat. This is where your money stops paying for newness and starts paying for engineering. Number 4, the Rancilio Silvia, and I want to be straight with you about this one, because the easy move would be to just call it a legend and move on. The Silvia is a generally well-built, durable, single boiler machine that's been respected for 2 decades. But in today's market, around its typical price, the honest read from the community has shifted. At that number, you're bumping into Bambino plus a grinder territory, or an all-in-one with a built-in grinder. And the Silvia's premium doesn't buy a dramatic jump in straight espresso quality. So here's when it actually makes sense. If you make milk drinks daily and you want a heavy, serious machine that you'll still be running in 20 years, the Silvia earns it. The build and the steam power are the reasons to buy, not a magic improvement in the shop. Buy it for what it actually is, and it's a great machine. Buy it because the internet called it iconic, and you might overpay for the badge. This is honest value, as long as you're honest about why you want it. Number 3, the Breville Bambino Plus. If you mostly drink lattes, cappuccinos, and flat whites, and the idea of learning to steam milk by hand makes you nervous, this is your machine. It heats up in seconds, it's tiny enough for the most crowded counter, and its standout trick is the automatic steam wand. It textures milk to temperature for you while you do something else. For a beginner who wants cafe-style milk drinks without a learning curve, that's exactly the right kind of automation. It helps the cup instead of replacing your control over it. It doesn't include a grinder, so budget for one, and honestly that's a feature, because it means your money isn't trapped inside a mediocre built-in. Pair it with a decent burr grinder and it punches far above its price. This is automation that actually serves the cup instead of hiding it. Number 2, the standard Breville Bambino. Same espresso, heart as the Plus, smaller price, one key difference. The steam wand is manual. You texture the milk yourself. For a lot of buyers, that's not a good downgrade, it's the point. Manual steaming is a skill, and learning it on an affordable machine that pulls generally good shots is one of the best ways into real home espresso. You get the fast heat up, the compact build, the same core extraction, and a wand that lets you actually learn latte art instead of pressing a button. It's the most recommended just start here machine for a reason. Add a grinder, watch a few videos, and you've got a setup that will carry you for years before you ever feel the ceiling. This is the lowest drama way into real espresso, and your money goes almost entirely into the cup. And number 1, the dollar for dollar champion of this whole list, the Gaggia Classic Pro. This has been the default recommendation in home espresso communities for years, and it's easy to see why. It uses commercial style components, a full-size 58mm portafilter, and parts you'd find on much pricier machines at a fraction of the cost. It's repairable, it's endlessly modifiable, there's a well-known affordable temperature control upgrade path when you're ready for it, and critically it teaches you. It gives you enough control to actually learn espresso and enough headroom to grow into it instead of out of it. There's no big marketing budget here, no touchscreen, no celebrity kitchen, just parts, control, and a machine that respects both your money and your willingness to learn. You can start as a total beginner and still be using this thing and loving it years from now. This isn't the flashiest machine on the list, it's the one that gives you the most espresso per dollar and grows with you the whole way. That's the definition of value. So, across all 10, one pattern keeps showing up. With espresso machines, you're either paying for a number on a box, a finish, and a marketing story, or you're paying for temperature control, repairability, and a grinder that does its job. The most expensive machine is rarely the best machine, and the best machine for you is the one that fits your budget, your drinks, and how far down this rabbit hole you actually want to go. The recommended machines are linked below if you want to compare current prices, and again, a couple of those are affiliate links that help support the channel at no cost to you. Don't buy the priciest one, buy the right one. So, are you paying for cafe quality espresso or just a shiny appliance with a premium logo? Let me know in the comments which side you're on.